Another death row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Wednesday, August 12th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. Could have been a much better day. Could have been a really good day had the damn Brewers came through for us. They don't, but you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We have a full slate of baseball here on tap today. Games get started nice and early. I'm gonna do this breakdown, all the breakdowns abbreviated style. We're gonna run through these games, get to these picks. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up, we got the Orioles in Minnesota taking on the Twins. We got Shane Baz on the mount for the O's. We got Zebby Matthews on the mount for the Twins. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Shane Baz on the mount for the Orioles. This guy's been really good for Baltimore this season. In his last 3 starts, he has his ERA sitting at 175, whip sitting at 0.97. The hard hit rate's down to 30% in those games. Here today, the first thing I'm paying attention to for him, he's going to be seeing a Minnesota Twins lineup so inconsistent offensively. They're bad overall. Still no Byron Buxton in the lineup, but Shane Baz has decent strikeout stuff. This Twins lineup struggles versus strikeout pitchers. In my breakdown here today, I see Baz having a really good game. Going 6 innings, giving up a run before we get to the Orioles bullpen in a really good spot here today to come in and shut down this Twins lineup. On the other side, we got Zebby Matthews on the mount. This guy's not been good this season. 5.30 ERA, 1.30 whip, struggles with the command, struggles with left-handed bats, and has a very high hard hit rate. Looking at the matchup breakdown for him here today, he's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup very mediocre offensively. Yesterday, we saw them have a very good showing. The first game of the series, they got shut out. The first thing I always pay attention to when I see a Orioles offense versus a right-handed pitcher is how the percentage they're throwing the fastball. They love to hit fastball pitchers, especially for right-handed fastball pitchers. That's what Zebby Matthews is. That's what Bailey Ober was yesterday. Over the weekend, they saw Rocker and a few other guys in that Texas Rangers. They put up runs on starting pitchers in this archetype. I'm expecting Zebby to come out here today and struggle. Go about 5 innings, give up 3 runs. Like I said, he struggles with the command. I see him walking a bunch of batters. Get into this Twins bullpen early. Twins bullpen's decent overall, but they're slightly taxed coming into it. I do see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another run or so, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather, Ballpark Pal has this game rated with the lowest offensive percentage on the board here today, -12 home run percentage. We got about 8-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Twins are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Baltimore Orioles on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Pete Alonso of the Orioles for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Phillies in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals. We got Zach Wheeler on the mount for the Phillies. We got Kyle Leahy on the mount for the Cardinals. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Zach Wheeler on the mount for the Phillies. This guy's been one of the best starting pitchers in the majors this year, but in his last 3 starts, 2 of them have been blow-up starts. The one that wasn't a blow-up start, he pitched 5 scoreless innings. But 2 weeks ago against the Marlins, pitched 5 innings, he gave up 5 runs. Then last week against the Blue Jays, pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. Here today, the first thing I'm paying attention to for Zach Wheeler has been the hard hit rate. The hard hit rate's been going up a bit. This Cardinals lineup has low slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching, not to mention they're only going to be featuring 5 lefties. I see Zach Wheeler, who has a very good strikeout to walk ratio, seeing a Cardinals lineup whose strikeout numbers are very high, walk rate is very low, coming out here today dealing. Like I said, he has a very high ground ball rate. That's because of that splitter he has. He also gets a lot of swing and miss on the splitter. This Cardinals lineup has been struggling to hit the splitter this season. Like I said, I see Wheeler coming out here today having a really good game, having a bounce back start, going about 6 innings, if not 7, where he gives up a run, if not possibly scoreless baseball. On the other side, we got Kyle Leahy on the mound. This guy's been really good for St. Louis this season, surprising, really. Looking at the numbers for him, though, there's two things I'm paying attention to. With him, it's the hard hit rate and his splits versus left-handed batters. The hard hit rate, the first thing I'm paying attention to, the hard hit rate's been leading to a lot of home runs in his last few starts. He's been averaging 1.4 home runs in his last 5 outings. Seeing a Phillies lineup that got loaded with lefties to have high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching, I see Leahy coming out here today, having a decent outing, going about 5 if not 6 innings where he gives up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the X factor in this game, the Cardinals bullpen, very mediocre bullpen. Tax coming into it, I see the arms available for St. Louis coming in this game late, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. Looking at the weather in this one, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We got a small gust of wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Phillies are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I know you're gonna kill me, but it's a good matchup for him. I like Kyle Schwarber here today to hit a home run. Next up, we got the Rays in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. We got Drew Rasmussen on the mound for the Rays. We got Jack Perkins on the mound for the Athletics. Alright, getting into this one here. For the first 2 games of this series up to this point, we've said this is the most straightforward game on the schedule. We've played the Rays run line both of the days. It's hit both times. Here today, the same thing. This is the most straightforward game on the schedule. Once again, this might be the most straightforward game of this series up to this point. We got Drew Rasmussen on the mound for the Rays. This is their ace. Since his last 3 starts, 25 combined innings pitched, no runs given up. High strikeout to walk ratio, low hard hit rate, low home run rate as well. Playing in the small ballpark, that's something very important. Seeing a terrible Athletics lineup, I say it all the time, it's Soderstrom and Butler. Yesterday, the first game in this series, it was Soderstrom that put up runs for the Athletics. Yesterday was Butler. Here today, I'm going to say the same thing. It's Soderstrom and Butler. If he could pitch around them, he actually matches up really well against them too. I don't see Rasmussen struggling at all in this one. I can see him going 6, if not 7, giving up a run, maybe like a fluke home run or something, but other than that, I see him dominating, going 6-7, scoreless, if not giving up a run. Before we get to the Rays bullpen, they're in a decent spot. I would say it all the time. Very mediocre bullpen. They're gonna come in, probably give up another run or so. On the other side, we got Jack Perkins on the mound. Terrible starting pitcher. This guy should be working out of the bullpen. High ERA still. Home run rate is very high as well. Hard hit rate sitting close to 50%. Seeing a Rays lineup stacked with lefties, he's going to get hit up in this one. And the main thing, and we've said it all the time, and it's come to fruition. Once the starting pitcher, who's terrible, leaves, we get to the terrible Rays bullpen. I played as soon as Mason Barnett left the game yesterday in the 5th inning. It was like 7. I know it was like the total runs was sitting at 13.5. I immediately played the over. It hit easily. The same thing once again. As soon as Perkins leaves the game, whatever the total's sitting at, play the over once the bullpen arms come in. This bullpen's absolutely terrible. They're going to come in, give up 5 to 6 runs. They've done it the first 2 games of the series up to this point already. Looking at the weather, once again, the most hitter-friendly game on the schedule. 10+ mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamonds to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting odd favorites in this game, and we're playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Jonathan Aranda of the Rays to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Rockies in Arizona taking on the Diamondbacks. We got Ryan Feltner on the mound for the Rockies. We got Merrill Kelly on the mound for the D-backs. Alright, getting into this game here. For one, we played the Rockies yesterday. One of the main reasons we faded the Diamondbacks was because of Shigano's pitch mix against this Diamondbacks lineup. He throws the fastball splitter combo, matched up very well against the D-backs lineup. Here today, it's the complete opposite story for Ryan Feltner. Feltner's 2 primary pitches, the changeup and the sinker. This D-backs lineup has been crushing both of the pitches this season. Not to mention, Feltner has terrible splits versus lefties. You'll be seeing a lineup featuring 6 left-handed batters. This Diamondbacks team, top 10 team versus right-handed pitching. Feltner has a hard hit rate sitting at 44%. Talk about it all the time. You never want to see a sinker ball pitcher with the hard hit rate sitting up over 40. I see Feltner getting hit up in this one. Going about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, if not a bit more. Possibly 4 to 5. Looking at the Rockies bullpen, tax coming into it. I liked the spot yesterday for them, but not here today. Much more taxed. I see the arms available for the Rockies coming in this game, giving up another few runs. On the other side, we got Merrill Kelly on the mound. This guy's been shaky this season, but he's been much better in his home starts. He's also been much better since the All-Star break. Since the All-Star break, he's made 4 starts, ERA sitting at 3.70. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Rockies lineup, very mediocre offense, especially in their road games. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown for him versus this lineup and his past matchups, for one, he has decent numbers against this lineup in the past matchups, and his pitch mix breakdown matches up very well against the Rockies. I can see Kelly coming out here today, going about 6 innings, giving up a run before we turn it over to Diamondbacks bullpen. Still slightly taxed coming into this one as well here today. I see the arms coming out the pen for the D-backs coming in this game, giving up another 2 runs. This game is down in Arizona, the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Diamondbacks are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Corbin Carroll of the D-backs for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Brewers in San Diego taking on the Padres. We got Dustin May on the mound for the Brewers. We got Robbie Ray on the mound for the Padres. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Dustin May on the mound for the Brewers. He's making his second start from Milwaukee up to this point. Here today, he's going to be seeing a San Diego Padres offense. Top 10 offense in the last 30 games played. We saw this team stomp on Milwaukee yesterday. They put up double-digit runs. Here today, the first thing I'm paying attention to for Dustin May, he usually has blow-up games when he sees teams with the ability to stack left-handed bats. That's something the Padres will not be able to do here today. They will be only featuring 4 lefties in this lineup. Not to mention, when I look at the pitch mix breakdown for Dustin May, he matches up very well against this Padres lineup. I see him coming out here today having a really good start, going 6 innings, giving up a run before we get to a Brewers bullpen. Slightly taxed coming into it. I do see the arms available for Milwaukee coming into this game, giving up another run or 2. On the other side, we got Robbie Ray making his second start for the Padres up to this point. Didn't look too sharp in his last outing last week against the Astros. Here today, though, he's going to be seeing a Brewers lineup stacked with left-handed bats. Robbie Ray has good splits versus lefties. The big knock on Ray is his command. He walks a bunch of batters and the hard hit rate. The hard hit rate's been going up as the season's been progressing for Robbie Ray. My overall breakdown for him here today, I see him going 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to Padres bullpen, they're in a really good spot here today. I do see the arms giving up another run when they come in, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather in this game, it's going to be a bit more, I guess you could say, on the hitter-friendly side. In my opinion, the weather is like neutral. It's not going to affect anything. We got a small gust of wind, like 3 to 4 miles per hour blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Jackson Cherio of the Brewers for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Guardians in Detroit taking on the Tigers. We got 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this game. We got Foster Griffin on the mound for the Guardians. We got Framber Valdez on the mound for the Tigers. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Foster Griffin on the mound for the Guardians. This will be his second start for Cleveland up to this point. Got rocked in his first start against the Mets last week. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs in that game. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Tigers offense very mediocre when it comes to left-handed pitching. Especially when I do the pitch mix breakdown for Foster Griffin, matches up very well against this Tigers team. Griffin has a very high ground ball rate, throws a very good sinker, also has the ability to work the strikeouts. Here today, that's going to really work in his favor. This Tigers lineup's been striking out a lot recently in the last 2 weeks. Also, they haven't been really that patient. The walk rate has been dropping as well since the All-Star break. I can see Foster Griffin coming out here today having a really good game. Going about 6 innings, giving up a run or 2. Before we get to a Guardians bullpen, they're in a really good spot here today. I like the Guardians bullpen to come in this game after Griffin leaves in about the 6th inning. Give up another run possibly, but shut down this Tigers lineup. On the other side, we got Valdez on the mound. He's been shaky all season for Detroit. He's looked really good in his last 3 starts. But when I look at the teams he's been playing and where he's been on the road in Seattle and stuff, then he played the Athletics. Much more higher level of competition here today, in my opinion. Especially when I look at the matchup for him. He is a sinker ball pitcher. There is a bunch of players in this lineup that match up very well against him. Guys like Quan, DeLautner, Ramirez, and Adele all match up well against Valdez. I could see him getting hit up in this game. Another big knock on Valdez has been the command this season. He does walk a bunch of batters. My overall breakdown for Valdez, I see him struggling. I see him going 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to an extremely taxed Tigers bullpen, this is the X factor in this game for me. The Tigers bullpen is completely taxed. I see the arms that would be available for Detroit coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. Looking at the weather in this game now, it's a bit more on the pitcher friendly side. We got about 5 to 6 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Tigers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Cleveland Guardians on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Joe Adell of the Guardians for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Pirates in Miami taking on the Marlins. We got Molzinski on the mound for the Pirates. We got Junk on the mound for the Marlins. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Cameron Molzinski back on the mound for the Pirates, back in the starting rotation because Mitch Keller got hurt. His first start back was last week against the Mets. He got rocked in that game. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Marlins offense down their best bat. Stowers is injured. Yesterday's game, they only put up 2 runs. They still won the game, but only put up 2 runs in yesterday's game. Here today for Molzinski, a guy with a high ground ball rate, also does not struggle with left-handed bats. I see him coming out here today having a good game, going about 4 innings, if not 5. Giving up a run before we turn it over to a Pirates bullpen. They're in a really good spot here today to come in, shut down this Marlins lineup. On the other side, we got Jansen Junk, very shaky, very inconsistent starting pitcher. He'll have a decent game or 2 in a row, but then he'll get rocked. Here today, the first thing I'm paying attention to for Junk, he's going to be seeing one of the worst offenses in the last 30 games played. But this team does still have the ability to have a blow-up offensive game every once in a while. The big thing with Junk as well, he struggles with left-handed bats. Seeing a lineup loaded with lefties here today, I can see the Pirates having a good offensive game off of Junk here today. Match up very well against them. I can see Junk going about 5 innings, giving up 2 runs before we get to Marlins bullpen. Very mediocre. I can see them coming in, giving up another 2 as well. This game is going to be down in Miami in the Dome, so there's going to be no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Marlins are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Brandon Lau with the Pirates for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Cubs in DC taking on the Nationals. We got David Peterson on the mound for the Cubs. We got Jackson Kent on the mound for the Nats. Alright, getting into this game here, we got David Peterson on the mound for the Cubs. Remember, the Mets got rid of this guy. He was absolutely terrible to start off the year. Had an ERA sitting close to 6 and over 10 starts made. Ever since the Cubs acquired him, he's really turned it around. In his last 5 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 250, whip sitting at 110. The hard hit rate's down to 33%. He is a sinker ball pitcher. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Nationals lineup loaded with left-handed bats. David Peterson has very good splits versus lefties. My overall breakdown for Peterson here today, I see him having a really good game, going about 6 innings, giving up a run or 2. Before we get to the Cubs bullpen, they're in a decent spot here today. I can still see them coming in, giving up another run or 2 as well, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got the young left-handed pitcher, Jackson Kent, making his first career start against the Cubs. Granted, he's a lefty, seeing a lineup loaded with left-handed bats. I still don't like this spot here today for Jackson Kent. He has decent stuff, looking at the velocity, high velocity pitcher, good movement on the slider and the changeup, but I don't like the spot at all for him here today. Not to mention, he really doesn't have a bullpen behind him. My overall breakdown for Kent, I see him going 4 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the X factor in this game, the Nationals bullpen, they're taxed coming into it. They're absolutely terrible. I see the arms coming out the Nationals bullpen coming in this game, giving up another run or 2. Looking at the weather, extremely hitter-friendly weather. We got a plus 11 home run percentage in this game. Winds blowing from the outfield from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total is set at 9.5. I like the over 9.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Suzuki of the Cubs to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Mariners in New York taking on the Yankees. We got Bryce Miller on the mound for Seattle. We got Will Bourne on the mound for the Yankees. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Bryce Miller on the mound for the Mariners. Started off the season looking amazing, but in his last 3 starts, we're starting to see some regression. He's been getting hit up in his last 3 outings. Here today, there's 2 things I really like about for Bryce Miller in this start. For one, has a very good strikeout to walk ratio. This Yankees lineup strikes out a lot. The walk rates has been really dropping for them. Not to mention, really doesn't struggle with left-handed bats. He'll be seeing 6 lefties in this Yankees lineup here today. Overall breakdown for Miller, I could see him having a quality start. Going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to the Mariners bullpen, slightly taxed coming into it. I see the arms coming out Seattle's pen coming in this game, giving up another run or 2. On the other side, we got Will Bourne on the mound, my X factor in this game here today. He's been decent this season, bit inconsistent at some points, but looking at the matchup breakdown for him, he's going to be seeing a Seattle Mariners offense that's been terrible in the last, I want to say, plus 30 games. But here today, looking at the matchup breakdown for him, the games where Seattle does have their best offensive games is against starting pitchers like Will Bourne. Sinker ball pitcher, not really high strikeout numbers, can struggle with the command at times. Will Bourne fits the archetype of a starting pitcher this Seattle Mariners lineup gets to. My overall breakdown for Will Bourne here today, I can see him struggling a bit, going about 5-6 innings, giving up 3 to 4 runs. Before we get to this Mariners bullpen, to this Yankees bullpen, slightly taxed coming into it. I see the arms coming out the Yankees pen, giving up another run or 2. Looking at the weather in this game, extremely hitter friendly. We got like 6 to 7 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Seattle Mariners on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Cal Raleigh of the Mariners to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Red Sox in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. We got Ranger Suarez on the mound for the Red Sox. We got Jose Soriano on the mound for the Blue Jays. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Ranger Suarez on the mound for the Red Sox. He's still dealing with that leg injury. They've had him on a pitch count his last 3 starts. Not to mention, he's been getting rocked in his last 3 starts. The hard hit rate's been going up. He's been struggling with the command. I think they should just put him on the IL, but they got him out here today once again. Seeing a Blue Jays lineup, they've been hitting the ball well recently. Not to mention Okamoto's back in the lineup here today. Looking at the breakdown for him, he's going to be seeing, for one, Ranger Suarez is going to be seeing a Blue Jays lineup stacked with right-handed bats. Granted, this Blue Jays team is very mediocre versus left-handed pitching overall, but I'm not expecting Suarez to be out there too long. Then when we get to this Red Sox bullpen here today, they're slightly taxed coming into it. Looking at the arms that would be available for bulk relief, I don't like those arms. I can see them coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. My overall breakdown for this Red Sox bullpen after Suarez leaves, I can see them coming in this game here today, giving up another 3 to 4 runs. On the other side, we got Jose Soriano on the mound. This guy looked decent in his first start back for the Blue Jays last week. Looking at his pitch mix breakdown, he's a sinker ball pitcher, has a very good fastball as well. This Red Sox lineup, I want to say they've been crushing that pitch mix, but they've been decent overall. But this offense has gone cold. They did nothing in the Athletic Series. We saw them do nothing with Jameson Taillon, nothing with Simeon Woods Richardson, 2 terrible starting pitchers. Jose Soriano on a much higher caliber. I can see him coming out here today having a really good game. Going about 6 innings, giving up a run or 2 possibly, but nothing too crazy. I see him having a really good start here today. Looking at the back end of this Blue Jays bullpen, they're in a terrible spot. They're taxed coming into it, not to mention they're a bad bullpen overall. I see them coming in the game, giving up another run or 2 themselves. This game is going to be up in Toronto in the Dome, so no real weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Red Sox are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line. I messed up on the graphic. I put the under 7.5 total runs. It's the over. I really like the over 7 total runs in this game here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Okamoto of the Blue Jays for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Mets in Atlanta taking on the Braves. We got Zach Thornton on the mound for the Mets. We got Tyler Mahle on the mound for the Braves. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the young pitcher Zach Thornton on the mound. I really like this guy. He's shown some real potential this season, but in his last 3 starts, we're starting to see some regression from him. The hard hit rate's been going up. He's been struggling with the command. Here today, looking at the matchup breakdown for him, he has seen this Braves team before this season, had quality starts against them when he's seen them before. The first thing I'm paying attention to, though, the Braves' offensive numbers versus left-handed pitching's been going up the last 2 weeks. That's associated with Ronald Acuna coming back, but guys like Austin Riley have been really starting to hit left-handed pitching very well as well. Here today, looking at the matchup breakdown for Zach Thornton, I can see the Braves getting to him. My overall breakdown for Thornton, I have him going 5 innings, giving up 2 runs before we get to the Mets bullpen. I do not like the spot here today for the Mets bullpen. They are the X factor in this game for me. I see the arms coming out the pin here today for the Mets, giving up another 3 to 4 runs. On the other side, we got Tyler Mahle on the mound for the Braves. Made his first start for Atlanta last week in Yankee Stadium against the Yankees. Pitched 6 scoreless innings in that game. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Mets lineup stacked with left-handed bats. Mahle actually has decent splits versus left-handed batters. Has a high ground ball rate. The big concern with him has been the hard hit rate. Has a very high hard hit rate, prone to giving up home runs. This Mets lineup really doesn't have high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. There is 2 guys he needs to worry about. That's Lindor and Binge. Other than that, I can see him coming out here today, having a really good start, going about 5 to 6 innings, giving up a run. Before we get to this Braves bullpen, they've been playing very mediocre here in the last 2+ weeks. I do like a few of the arms still available for them here today. I can see them coming in, maybe giving up another run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather in this one, bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We got a strong gust of wind blowing from the diamonds to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Reds in Chicago taking on the White Sox. We got Brent Lauder on the mount for the Reds. We got Luis Castillo on the mount for the White Sox. Alright, getting into this game here, we got 2 terrible starting pitchers on the mount. Both of them come into it with ERA sitting close to 5.30. We got to cap this game backwards. We got to start with the bullpens first. From the 6th inning on, I give the advantage to the White Sox. The bullpen slightly taxed coming into it here today, but still a better overall bullpen than the Reds. When I look at the arms that would be available for the Chicago White Sox late from the 6th inning and on, I see them coming in, giving up another run or so, but nothing crazy. Looking at the Reds bullpen, they're a decent bullpen overall, but they're slightly taxed themselves. When I look at their arms coming out the pen, all of the arms got ERA sitting close to 5, if not above 5. I see those arms coming in the game here today, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. This game will be decided in the first 5 innings between Lauder and Castillo. Looking at who has the easier matchup, I give the slight lean to Castillo for having the easier matchup here today. Both of them are going to give up at least 2 runs. I'm expecting that for sure. Both of them to give up 2 runs. I'm expecting Brent Lauder to have the more difficult outing. He struggles with the command, the hard hit rates through the roof. Seeing a White Sox lineup stacked with lefties, they have high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. I see Lauder going about 4 to 5 innings, giving up 4 to 5 runs here today. Like I said, Castillo on the other side, I see him going 5 innings, giving up 2 to 3. He has a much better matchup, seeing a lot of right-handed bats in the lineup here today for the Reds. Looking at the weather in this one, it's going to be a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. We got a small gust of wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The White Sox are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Murakami of the White Sox to hit a home run today. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Royals in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. We got David Lynch on the mount for the Royals. We got Eric Lauer on the mount for the Dodgers. Alright, getting into this game here, it's going to be a bullpen day for the Royals. We're going to have David Lynch open up the game, go 1 time through the lineup, pitch 3 innings. Then after that, Mason Black will come and be the primary pitcher. They're expecting him to go another 4. Here today for the Royals, bullpen day situation. This is not a good spot for them. I don't like none of the bullpen arms from David Lynch to Mason Black and all the back end of the Royals bullpen. Terrible spot for them. I see them getting hit up in this one when they come into it. The Dodgers offense has looked decent this series up to this point. I can see them sparking up this Royals bullpen arms once again here today. My overall breakdown here, it's difficult to cap. I see the Dodgers being able to get, like they've done the first 2 games, over 4 runs. Looking at the other side, we got Eric Lauer on the mound. The left-handed pitcher's been decent since he's come to the Dodgers. The big knock on him is the command. He walks a bunch of batters. He really struggles with righties. Yeah, I can say he struggles. They're batting 268, slugging 405. So yeah, he's struggling versus right-handed bats. Seeing a lineup with at least 5 righties here today, I could see that giving Eric Lauer a bit of a problem. But decent strikeout stuff overall for Lauer. Seeing a Royals lineup that strikes out a lot, I could see Lauer coming out here today having a quality start. Going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to this terrible Dodgers bullpen, they're going to come in and keep doing what they've been doing. Coming in these games, giving up 2 to 3 runs. I see that same thing happening in this one once again. The bullpen arms coming in the game after Lauer leaves in the 6th, giving up 2 to 3 runs. Looking at the weather in this game, bit more on the hitter-friendly side, plus 12 home run percentage. We got about 8 to 9 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamonds to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. Once again, guys, just like what we said in yesterday's video, the price is too ridiculous here. The only play would be the Royals. They got them at plus 240. I'm gotta play the Royals here today on the money line. Even if you throw $25-50 on them, it just makes sense. So playing the Royals here today on the money line. The game total set at 9. I really like the over 9 total runs in this one. The safest play in the game. For the player prop, I'm taking Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals for 2 total bases. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Yesterday, our ladder play came through for us. The payout, $38.17. So today we'll be wagering that $38.17 on the Philadelphia Phillies on the run line. We're getting them at plus 104. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 3-leg home run parlay we're going to be playing here today. I know you guys are going to hate these first 2 names, but they got good matchups. We're going to start it off with Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies. We're then going to take Kyle Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. And we wrap up the parlay with Murakami of the Chicago White Sox. A $10 3-leg home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we'll be playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. We're then going to play the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line. And we wrap up the parlay with the Chicago Cubs on the money line. You know what? My 3-leg parlays have been off the last week, so instead of going smaller, let's go bigger here. Let's play a 4-leg parlay. Let's start it off with the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line. We're then going to play the Cleveland Guardians on the money line. After that, we're going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Chicago White Sox on the money line. Once again, guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, we're halfway there. You guys know I appreciate you all, I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.